Hello everybody, and welcome to another Jake's RC Stuff video. And as you could possibly see through the sort of foam protection, this is indeed a EFXtra in the blue colour scheme. This is actually my second one. My first one has temporarily died. What happened with that was that came undone. A common issue actually. There seems to have been many people, that's words, complaining about these coming off. There was actually someone who had like less than 5 flights on a green one I saw on a Facebook group, and their ball link came off, unscrewed, and the plane went in. Mine, it actually pulled out of a dive. It sort of made a funny brrrr noise as it went past me. I shut it off, and as I did a sharp turn to bring it around and land it, at that point is when I found out, or at some point the elevator had come loose. I just rolled and carried on going and went in. The wing's in a pretty bad way. The fuselage is cracked in places, but is actually still in one piece. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to wait, possibly glue the wing back together, but as I say, it's a bit of a mess, or wait for the spare parts to come back in because they are listed on HobbyKing's site, just currently out of stock. And I'm going to make that my FPV one, and then this one is going to be my full sort of racing like a pillock one. It was a shame because it's like it finally died through no fault of my own. You know, I actually thought it was the motor that was coming loose because it was at full throttle when it happened, and it sort of made a funny noise. But no, it was apparently the just the elevator sort of whacking around on the back, or the elevator. So yeah. No manual comes in the box as far as I know. I think you have to get it on the website, which is kind of meh, really. But yeah, one tip I will give to you is if you buy it from HobbyKing, first of all, the link in the description will be an affiliate link, so I get some pennies for that. But also, if you use the code HobbyKing10, you get, I believe it's 10% off your order. So instead of being 130, I got it for 115, which was nice, or something along those lines. Yeah, HobbyKing10. I'm pretty sure. I learned that from a Chrome extension called Honey, which automatically puts in the correct or any valid codes, and it works repeatedly. You can use it more than once. I've used it on about 5 orders now, and it still keeps accepting it. But yeah, we'll get this out of the box, get everything laid out, and then we'll start piecing it together. Okay, so here we are with all the main parts out of the box. Super sort of almost strange seeing such a fresh example of one of these, because mine, it's only crashed twice, and one was basically just a too low pass. It broke the prop and knocked a bit of plastic off the bottom of it, but like all the paints just started going off the top and things like that, so it's nice to see a fresh one with all the paint in all the right places. What I've done first of all is I have exercised all of our movable surfaces just to make them move a bit easier, because honestly all of these, including the rudder, because it isn't actually connected, really don't move that well. So before you start anything, exercise those. Another thing I have done is cut the bit of tape, got out the wire, chopped off the XT60, just because all my batteries that I was using on this are 4mm bullets. So now it's time to get the soldering out, get the bullets put on, and then start the actual assembly of things. Okay, so speed control was pulled out, got the connected on the end and heat shrunk. What I'm going to do, because when I tested these swivels, they were incredibly loose. I actually cut a slot in here and tightened them up. What I'm going to do to be safe, because I'm sort of extra jittery after the reason my other one broke, is I'm going to, I mean, you've got two options. You could either Loctite the nut on the back. I've had to cut a bit of extra foam out, but no big deal. Or we've got these things from Model Fixings, where we get all of our screw bits from. So there's the manufacturing code, M2 Nylock nuts. They're kind of hard to see, but they're nuts with an extra sort of bit on the back of them. Let's see if I can shake a few out. So, as you can see, there's actually a bit on the back that stops them coming loose. It's like a bit of, well, nylon. It stops it coming loose from sort of from shaking and rattling and things. So yeah, that's going to stop issues with things coming loose. I'm sure if I just tightened them up they would be fine, but As I say, considering what happened with the previous one and the reason that broke, I'm going to be extra cautious and fit these. But remember, you still need to have your washers, of course. Okay, so those nuts have been added in there. As you can obviously tell, speaker trolley's back in. Something I've also done is I've removed all of the ball links, both on the elevator, on the rudder, on the wing that's over there. I've removed all of the ball links, put a bit of super glue on them and screw them back in again, stop them coming out, so I don't have the same issue as my first one, or at least that's the idea. So we're now actually on to assembling the thing. So nice and simply, first of all, these come together in the kit. Give them a decent pull and they should come out. I know that some people accidentally click them too far and then they won't come out again. If you look on the, if you see on here, one of them's got a little dimple on. If you just flick that up a little bit with a screwdriver, then that's fine. What I do on mine when I put them together is I also super glue them in and not just rely on that clip, because on the original EFX Racer, someone at my flying club actually had the elevator pop off and just at the wrong moment and crashed it. So yes, glue it in for extra strength. Another thing I'm going to do when we're doing this, of course, is get these about around, get them all lined up, and actually get the receiver fit in this front piece. The receiver I'm using is over here. That's the old one. Just one of these. The reason why I use this is because I can't just come straight out the back as opposed to a 7. So what I do is cut a little bit of foam from here and it just slots directly between them. And yeah, let's get that started. Okay, so apologies for the fact that I'm charging some batteries over there, so there's like a tornado going off because the power supply is ridiculous. So as you can see, stuff is getting plugged in. I swapped the strap over because I don't like the Durafly straps that don't have the hole in. Seems kind of dumb. So what I'm going to do this different to my original one is, my original I actually had Velcro down here. I'm going to leave it off for now and see what happens. If it moves at all, then yeah, I'll put some Velcro back in. I just put Velcro on top of the wires, but we'll see. So yeah, at this point, I'm running this just off of a Nike battery at the moment. I need to remove this extension lead. Actually, I'll leave it in for now. I need to figure out a way of getting these wings on. I don't run mine with the wire lead because I have a special mix that puts both ailerons down the power bearing to make really tight loops. Yeah, so the next stage is, well, I'll show you what I've done. Tailplane is on, it is glued. You might be able to see a small sort of rivet of glue in there. And all the ball links are on, and I've moved all the wire into the correct place and tightened them up. I'm using the original radio that was there, or the original model that was there, and yeah, so we'll try getting the wing on now and get everything connected that way. Okay, so the wing is now on. We have movement, receiver is in. Let's just pull that wire out once I finish with it. I did use some little 10cm, or not 10cm, yeah, 10cm. I'm from Western Park. I need to sort of tuck those in to make smart it up a little bit like that. Got the power wires coming out of here. Need to put the aerials in suitable positions. But yeah, from here it's just a case of prop and spinner. Nice aluminium spinner, of course, it comes with these. Ta-da! There's also like a little bit of plastic to glue on that's in this bag of crap. Most likely not going to be used. I don't bother putting these on because mine came off almost immediately. Same on my dad's, literally second flight of both of them. So I leave them off. I think it flies faster without them anyway, because that seems like a much smaller area for the air, but there's massive sort of plastic thing over the top, and it's not going to get knocked or anything. So yeah, it's more or less all ready to go. As I say, prop, spinner, some bit of plastic to stick on here and there, and it's all ready for its first flight. Also, I'm going to run some Blendum across the leading edge to stop it getting nicks in and to stop the stickers lifting. Yeah, so that's more or less it. I put the tape on the leading edge of the wing, didn't put it on the tail or the fin like I did on the Watt 4. But I've since flown it, flies fine, just as good as the other one, and it was actually brand new plane on a graphene battery. Seemed quicker than the other one, but that's probably for whatever reason. I do need to put Velcro in the bottom. I'm not happy with how much the battery was moving forwards and backwards. So on the flat line, I did put a piece of Velcro in, but it kept coming out every time I took the battery out. So I'm going to sort of actually put glue on it and just sort of put the Velcro on top of the wires, which is a bit of a weird thing to do, but it works, or it did on the old one anyway. So I'm going to do that, but other than that, yeah, flies fine, and yeah, I'd always recommend EFXtra. Even my dad has one now, and he's by no means a speed freak, but it's a fun slippery model, and the blue is better than the red, because you can see it easier. The red one, just the red turns black, and then so in bad areas it just looks like it's a shadow and it's hard to tell what the hell you're doing with it, but the blue stands out a lot better. So for me, blue is the best colour because it's more than likely to stay in one piece, and one day when I get around to actually sticking like the run cam on my hat or something like that, so you can see me fly the thing, you'll see that it's good that it stays in one piece, because I do not fly it gently, to say the least. In fact, the only times I have flown this model have been quite gentle, because one was more of a trimming flight, and the second one I was doing the EFXtra display team with my dad, and we were a bit more steadier. But yes, my normal flights are not gentle on the models, let's put it that way. But yes, excellent model. Link in the description to purchase it. Is an affiliate link, but you get pence from it, so meh. Bought with my own money, and remember that HobbyKing 10 discount code. I don't get any money from that. That's just a code I found on their website, and gets you 10% off stuff. So why not? But yeah, and if that code does happen to stop working, don't plague the comments saying it doesn't work. Why did you say to use it? If it's June 2020, then probably they've stopped doing the code. And apologies, but I'm recording this in June 2018, so never mind. But anyway, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new, leave a comment if you have any questions about the model, because I'm well seasoned with my original one, so I can help answer your comments. But yeah, thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Bye bye.